Okay, now it's working. It's weird. It's like it gets the connection, but it doesn't actually get the stream. And so the stream isn't actually live. It just knows that there's a connection. It's the weirdest thing ever. It makes no sense. YouTube hair is crazy. I miss having hair. Balding. My hair is turning gray. Or I'm getting gray hairs. Hey, hell yeah, man. Dude, I do not envy you making an actual moving train. I don't envy that. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Okay. If you're needing to replicate the audio, you can do it this way. I think I did this in the past. Let's see, what are they doing? Works in C++ without doing any extra replication on the C++. Using the shooter game C++ example, the first person aim offsets to replicate. Control rotation does not replicate, but view direction is available for a pawn, so you can work backwards. You can do get base aim rotation. Oh. Get base aim rotation. So I don't even need to use this. Unhook that real quick. We should have no aim offset rotations. Okay. Use an interface for the first time. Super noob here. Hey, dude, hell yeah. Using an interface? Hell yeah. Dude, interfaces are sick. You can do so much. Once you learn how to use an interface, which is super like, you know, it's like, you got to take your wins, you know? Even if you're a noob, it doesn't matter. So they say get base aim rotation. If we have a controller, by default, we aim at the player's eyes direction. That is by default the pawn rotation for AI and the camera crosshair rotation for human players. See if that actually works right out of the box. Lads? Lads? Well, we're getting something. My head. Wait. Wait, did you guys notice that? Hold on, hold on. Wait. I need to double check that. Is the base aim rotation in world space? So it's doing that weird thing where pitch goes into roll, I think. Don't know why pitch goes into roll. Don't ask me why. And it's inverted. Don't know why that is either. I don't know. I wish I knew. How was I calculating this on? Oh, we were doing a bunch of fucking math. I don't know if I need to hook up the same math here, but just in case, let's try hooking it up. I'm really this hover bullshit's really fucking annoying, Unreal. It's gonna try me back. There we go. Grim, I stole your train and made 4 train slop games. No! You can't do this to me. So, wow. Wow, base aim rotation, eh? Okay, good. Well, that's good. That means we don't need to replicate anything, which is actually fucking great for us. Humongous optimization that we just did right there. Let's make sure we do any find references on the look rotation, make sure we're not using it anymore. Very sick. We already out here optimizing the game. Good call. Thank you for that. Base aim rotation. It just had to be one fucking node that was actually being replicated already. Have I implemented auto settings yet? No, I have not. I don't even know how to get that working with enhanced input. I'm pretty sure that's in beta right now. Didn't I have another page open for? Oh no, this is what it was. Are you doing that much math? Because I'm pretty sure this number is not actually correct, but we can try. Let's try. Okay, that math is correct, actually. We don't need to do the original thing. We had to do it, but this one, we're all good. Hi, developer. Do you want to develop an app? Nope. Do you? Yeah, the one thing I am scared about working on a friend slap game is the horror elements of it. The thriller / horror elements. I've never made a horror game before. Well, I made a game jam, which was horrible. It was awful. That being said, I think if I had more time, maybe I could have made it better, but yeah. Lots of blood jump scares. Nah, I think that's fucking cheap and shit. I think jump scares are okay sometimes, but go the misery route? What did misery do? A large part of horror is being alone. Well, that's not gonna help. In a friend slop game where you're not necessarily alone. They got their game deleted. I'm pretty sure it came back up, or did it got deleted? Did it get deleted twice again? No, I'm pretty sure it's back. Goes from spoopy to lol, look at this 3-legged freak beast. There's obviously going to be points in time where a monster is just not necessarily as creepy anymore because you kind of know how to deal with it. But we'll see. I think maybe we'll probably be able to. Maybe it's not as hard as I think about it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not even that hard. Maybe I know more about horror than horror devs themselves. Who knows? Who knows? My minimal knowledge of horror. Hold on, let's play something a little bit more chill. This isn't very chill. Horror playlist. Aha. Yes. That's pretty chill, I think. I remember a mod in Lethal Company. Yeah, the Mimic mod. I remember seeing some people play with that. And it's hilarious. I forgot what the Mimic does when they get you. I think they like puke on you or something. I forget what it was. They like grab onto you and puke on you. I think that's what they did. I don't fully remember. Yeah. But I don't know how I would go about... Dude, I've just started getting VoIP in. I don't even know how we would somehow record voice clips. There's a game that does that already? Yeah, there's a lot of games that do things already, you know? Like Call of Duty with guns and shooting. And Tarkov and inventory system. You know? That's because a game does something, you know? Doesn't necessarily mean that it's taken forever, you know? If it's a fun idea and we can do it, I don't mind it. You can play the sounds that they say on the intercom, like distort it and play it over at random. Maybe. That could be great because ideally the idea with the intercom is the intercom would be used for giving commands. It's like, oh dude, we got some shit that needs to be repaired at whatever. That could be kind of creepy. It's like suddenly a cabin becomes one of the cabins or one of the carriages or whatever you want to call it becomes fucking haunted. I already fixed it. What do you mean? Oh. Okay. What are we doing today? So yesterday we made it so the train can randomly generate... Oh, off stream, I made it so the train also generates doors. And it does it on the server. So there's net relevancy. There's relevancy. It's replicated. One problem is that... you cannot close the door very easily. So either we automatically have the door close, or maybe we have like little pads that close and open the doors, or maybe the door doesn't fully open all the way. I don't know. We'll see. Those are all details in the future. I do think we're going to have to increase the relevancy range though of the door, because it's like that other door is already out of range. So I think something we could do just for now, it's a really basic thing that we can do, make it so the test door has a farther distance. I think it is 1,000 units, so we could probably do, I think we could safely do 2250. Doors should be double doors. We could do double doors. But for now, we're just doing a singular sliding door. It's much larger than it should be, right? So obviously that could be another element. But yeah, we have the train carriages kind of randomizing. So once we actually get actual art, then we can actually put some art on these fucking things. You know what I mean? Pretty sick, huh? Yeah. Auto doors. I think what we would do is the door would automatically close after a certain period of time. But I want this. It's going to be interesting. I kind of want it to be sci-fi / steampunk, but also somewhat analog technology. So I'm kind of picturing like Alien Isolation. I think is a pretty good example of a game within the style. Do the doors work for everyone at the same time? It's all replicated. So like that's kind of like the idea there. So this guy comes up, the door's going to be open, even though, let's say I close the door and then I leave the area. The range of relevancy is 20. What did we set it to? 2250 units, 2500 units. I don't know if this is 2500. This looks like 2500. Yeah. Yeah. Now, one thing is if a person's opening a door, let's say I get out of relevancy and someone's opening a door and the timeline's playing, I think it's going to immediately just have the door open. But that's honestly not that big of a deal considering I think the timeline only happens within like 2 seconds or something. So, and I don't know if we'll have sprinting in this game. I don't think we'll have sprinting. As you can see, this door's already open. Although I don't know if it was supposed to be. Maybe it was? I don't know. Okay, one thing I do want to fix real quick. Let's do some like really simple fixes. The camera is like in like way too forward. And I think that's just because we were trying to solve the problem. Right now, I'm doing a really hacky method for the camera and it's inside of his head. It's attached to his head socket, which is not a very good thing to do. Let me see if we can still look through walls like this, kind of, but less. So I'm okay with that. The guy at the end of the train couldn't see all the doors even though they were there? Yeah, so they will not see it until they get in relevancy. So you see they disappear. It would be nice if relevancy did not care about that element. That would be kind of nice, to be honest. Like they can still see it. It just won't update. I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if there's a way of doing that for net relevancy. Yeah, not sure. Don't know if there's a way of doing that. Like, I don't want it to be relevant as in it receiving updates, but at least being able to be seen would be nice. Don't know if that's possible. Any networking wizards? Got any networking wizards in here? Yeah, I don't know. Yes, but they won't help you. Is it possible to make it so a spawned actor on the server can still be seen, it just won't update? I don't know. I don't think you can. No, there's got to be a way to do that. You can change the net update frequency on a per actor basis. I don't think the net update frequency is going to solve the actor being seen or invisible outside of relevancy. Let me search it up. Spawned actor relevancy causes it to go invisible. Let's see, actor relevancy. Maybe they have something in here. This isn't helping me. Yeah, I just want the actor to remain visible even when it's not relevant. Because when it's a spawned actor, it as you can see there, you can see the door's invisible because it's we're outside of the relevancy. But it would be nice, like once you get into relevancy, maybe the door just stays there, it just doesn't update. I don't know if that's possible though. This video also 7 minutes. Okay, let me see. Let's see. I gotta watch this guy's videos. It's just, sometimes it feels so slow, but I feel like he knows what he's talking about based on some of the videos. Level placed actors don't disappear. Right. Seems like you're fighting the system then. If it's visible, it's most likely irrelevant. Their way of like finding a middle ground. I'm not really. Okay. Uh-huh. Begin replication. Interesting function. Am I stealing this man's code? No. When actors lose their relevancy, they have end play called on the client. Ooh, I gotta remember that. I gotta remember that. End play gets called on clients. Okay, I gotta remember that. So we can't use end play for stuff like that. For anything that we would typically use end play for, which is like if the thing died, for example. Yeah, that's can you open the description, he has it organized. Meanwhile, we can potentially send more network information. Right, begin play and end play can be called multiple times on a client. Makes sense. Hand-placed actors level instances behave differently with begin play and end play only called once. Right, because some level placed or hand-placed actors are local to an extent, if I remember correctly. Whereas things spawned from the server or like server based or whatever. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the terminologies and everything here. You can set the dormancy dormant all and it won't cost. So what, let's see what dormancy actually is, because I'm still trying to understand. One of the most impactful server optimizations a multiplayer project can make, potentially saving multiple milliseconds of server CPU time. During a net update, the net driver gathers a list of all the replicated actors relevant to a connection and iterates over these actors and their properties to determine what has changed and what should be sent to the client. An actor's network dormancy controls whether the actor is added to the connection's gathered actors list, which is just, that sounds like relevancy to an extent. Dormant actors are not added to the list while awake, not dormant actors are added to the list. Iterating over actors and the properties can be expensive, especially for projects with a large number of replicated actors. As a result of this, effectively using network dormancy to filter actors out of the considered for replication list could be a vital optimization. Interesting, which would make sense. So there's times where you actually kind of don't want to use net culling. This actor is initially dormant for all connections if it was placed in map. So it's technically not placed, it's spawned in. Already going into optimizations? No, I think it's a good thing to learn about, right? And also something I'm curious about. How can I make something visible without it necessarily? So what does dormant all mean? Without being destroyed on clients. So if I go into distance and then leave, does the door still disappear? Hold on. If I get into distance, does it mean that I still get updates from it? Oh, okay, that was kind of what I wanted. It is dormancy. Dormancy? Hold on. Dormammu. Oh, okay, there we go. Hey. That's what it was. It was the thing. Dormancy settings set for actors to take itself off of the replication list without being destroyed on clients. Dormancy, yes. Dormancy. Dormancy. I've come to bargain. Mandolin. A mandolin is an instrument, and only an instrument. Okay, so hold on. I need to understand. This actor is not dormant and is considered for application. This actor is dormant on some connections, but not all. We do not recommend that you use partial dormancy. Partial dormancy is planned for deprecation. This actor is initially dormant on all connections. This should only be used by actors initially placed on the map. This actor is dormant on all actors. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, that's interesting. So that means when a player comes by a door, it will just become visible for them. So it won't just suddenly become invisible. So let's say I see that door. Let's go ahead and go down the path. This is kind of why I want the door to stay visible, is because of this. You know when you look down a train and you can see like the entire train from start to finish? We might even want to make it so they can see them outright from the very beginning and they don't have to get into range to see the door. Like we might as well do that. What would be the way to just make the doors always relevant then? But I think if we set it to always relevant, would that not mean that opening and closing the doors, you would see that update? I don't think we necessarily like need to get all. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll see. I guess we'll see. Like if this stuff actually does cost a lot. We're at the door bussy, at the train bussy, the caboosey, the end of the train. The doors are very lightweight as is. It's true. They're pretty like all they're really doing is calling like a really small event. Let's see how always relevant works then. Or hold on, I have an idea. I know we shouldn't be using begin play. There might be a better way of using this, like when we get spawned. What was the node that they were using? Flush. Does this do anything for us? No. Yeah, I guess we just always replicate. I guess if begin play wouldn't play for a client until they actually get into relevancy. So let's just do always relevant. I guess we could just increase the relevancy distance for the doors. That could just be one way of fixing this as well. Are they going to be NPCs on the train? Just monsters for the most part. Dock your train car to my caboosey. Okay, stop. Stop it. What game would this be? Some horror slop thing for friends? It's like Lethal Company Peak. It's a Lethal Company Peak Repo shits game thing. Slash Among Us. Not really. Just the mini game portion of repairing things, which honestly is not that, you know, not very much Among Us like, I guess. I haven't been looking at YouTube chat. Sorry, YouTube chat. Let me see what's going on. Am I learning replication? A little bit, yeah. Meet up, Aika. How's it going? Not too bad. How are you? Will there be first class cabins? We could probably create like some of them. It's going to randomly generate the entire train, so. Yeah, I got to look at Enigma's videos because I feel like those are pretty good ones to look at. I feel like the few videos I've seen, they're pretty good quality. It's just for some reason most of his videos look like they're like 480p for some reason, even though it's not. Even though, or maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know. This looks like 480p to me. I don't know why. Even though it's not 480p, it's just something about it. It's, it's 480p editing. Yeah. Have I seen the Unreal Engine Network Compendium? I got it open. Yeah, the multiplayer compendium. Unless you're talking about a different thing, Zatrek. But honestly, looking at the Unreal documentation, there's honestly like a nice amount of information here as well. You know what I mean? There is a nice amount of information in here as well. They even have, I remember when I saw this, I was blown away. They have an entire section that talks about how replication works with the character movement component, and I thought that was really neat, being able to see all that kind of information. I thought that was kind of that was pretty cool as well. There's an entire section, and it also talks about the character movement component as a whole, like how it works to an extent, which I thought was really cool. I don't know where it is. Gameplay systems, probably somewhere in like gameplay framework. This one. This is probably it, right? Nope, that's not it. Shit. Character movement. This is it. This is crazy cool. Seeing all this information here. I don't know who wrote this. I wish they showed who wrote each page, or at least like contributed to it. That'd be so cool to see. Like, hey, this, you know, person wrote this, or this person wrote this, because I feel like this is written really, really well. It's so interesting seeing how like they approach the character movement component for multiplayer. Yeah. Then you would know who to criticize. I guess that's fair. There's also best practices in Lyra. Where is that? Do you have a link to that? Is that a honestly, as time has gone on, I actually prefer reading things over watching videos, because watching videos, I don't know, it's just like so hard for me to like keep track. I'm a boomer. No. I'm sure if I search up Lyra, I could probably best practices I know Lyra kind of Lyra is a little bit complex though, and by a little bit I mean it is extremely complex because it is like their best practices, but it's like it's fucking wait, hold on. Lyra interaction system. Oh no, it uses gameplay ability system to do interactions. I guess that makes sense. Oh fuck, I don't want to use Gaz on this project if I can manage. Yeah. Single line trace is a gameplay ability task which performs a line trace and waits in a loop timer until it hits an actor that implements the interface. For controlling a Lyra, pawn actor is low on health. The player directs the pawn towards a collectible health item pickup. Wait for interactable targets is used to make a new method of tracing for interactable targets. I would assume this is for the HUD. Huh. How come you wouldn't like to use Gaz? It's just there's so many unknowns to it that I'm still like trying to learn and figure out. Like even just in the other project, trying to like learn it. Like I'm able to learn some of the stuff. It's just there's so much to it. Gather interaction options on each interactable target. That could be a cool way of doing stuff. Is would that be complicated for a friend slot game? Like, imagine you can lock doors for a period of time, but instead of you having to just push a different, like maybe, I guess the simple thing would be pushing a different button that does stuff. But imagine you could have like, you can click E and then, or hold E and then suddenly like a radial menu comes up. This could be like lock and this could be like open. That might be too, is that too complicated for a friend slot game? Now, that being said, I don't really care about retaining the terminology friend slap. At the end of the day, if we make a really fun game that's approachable, then, you know, we're all good, right? That's what matters to me at the end of the day. It does make your life much easier once you get it. Yeah, I'm sure when it comes to client prediction stuff, or like, not client prediction, but like client-based stuff versus blah, 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 I'm sure Gaz definitely comes in handy. Calls the trigger interaction function when the player focuses on an object to interact with and receives input from the player that they want to interact with that particular object. There's two methods. First method grants an ability to the player's ability system component through the function interaction ability to grant. Is it recommended for simple logic? Just if you're interacting with an object and contains its own ability system component to handle complex logic, then you can invoke the target ability system and the target interaction handle function, which. It's interesting to see how they're doing it, though. And I had a feeling that they'd be using gameplay ability system just for, like, fucking interactions, which makes sense. What are they doing, though, to interact with the object? How are they, what are they sending to the object to interact with it? Are they sending a tag to it? This is all of the radial menu shit. The ability is invoked through the event gameplay tag. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yep, they're doing an event gameplay tag. Yep, tag need to match up to a trigger in your ability. For example, ability type interact collect event descent, which is set in the interaction option. Joined an empty interview Zoom call, then went through the process of reaching out to this recruiter and sorting that out. Now I'm to reschedule for in the next hour or so. My God, that's fucking stressful. I don't... Hold on. Let's see. Lyra inventory. How do they handle inventory? Mm-hmm. Is an object that can be acquired or picked up. It affects gameplay and presentation through its array of inventory fragments. Fragments can alter their owner's stats through gameplay tags, appear in the inventory UI, or let the item become equipped. Jeez. I don't want to open up Lyra, to be honest, right now. But... part of me is like, yeah, it was a logistical issue, but the other part is like, it's super stressful already. I'm annoyed because the recruiter was actively trying to sell me on this company being professional and very organized. Yeah, they'd say that about everything. What are they going to do? Tell you, we're kind of organized. It's like Epic Games being like, yeah, we don't do mass layoffs. Does a mass layoff. Yeah, okay. They're all the same at the end of the day, man. Let's be honest. Let's be real. It's crazy how much Epic uses gas for everything. But in some way, that does give me relief, because when you're using gas, like, albeit they could probably be using their own custom version, which apparently Lyra has like its own, it almost has its own modified version of gas to an extent. I don't know if that's entirely true. I don't know to what extent that is true. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if it's like super custom shit. Oh yeah, they have like their own system component and whatnot, but there is a level of like, you can use gas and have a little bit of a relief that like the system you're using, it's not like it's been tested through and through by like tons of companies. It's just kind of there's an insane amount of things associated. You know what I mean? There's like an insane amount of stuff at hand here. It's just a lot for a newbie like me. Even though I've been doing this for 10 years, I still feel like a big newbie. I have a love-hate relationship with gas. Some approaches I disagree with and others I love. I think the thing that's interesting about it all, though, is like some approaches that you dislike, you could, in theory, technically edit it. You can override things and whatnot. The thing is this, how much time you got. How much patience and time you got, because I've looked into some code and it's like, to change one thing, you got to go to this function that's in this class that's fucking stored away over here, and then you got to do... it does become a pain in the ass in some ways. But some stuff is cool. Like the fact you can create your own... what was the stuff? Like create your own like payload, or no. Not payload. Context, whatever it was called. There's that thing where you can like put in your own shit in there. I thought that was pretty neat. On the same subject, making your own gas system is a large time sink. I think here's I think the only moments where you're okay with making your own gas gameplay ability system. It is if you are doing single player. I think you could probably create your own simplified system. But you're basically just going to be recreating gas, just in your own way. You're just going to be recreating gas, just with your own vocabulary, honestly. Like, realistically, it's probably just going to be very similar to the point where it's like, you might as well just learn gas. That's kind of how I've seen it to an extent. But yeah, I want to learn it because obviously I'm getting into multiplayer games. So, okay, what is next on the chopping block? Doors appear, which I think is very, very cool. They're set to, did I, oh yeah, I set them to 5,000 distance. I didn't set them to always replicated. So I think that's fine. 5,000 units I think is pretty good. They're also dormant, so they'll stay appeared, which I think is also good. Yeah. The server will see everything being consistent, obviously, because they have to. And I don't think there's any way around that. I'm a little worried about that because it's like, okay, how much is the server going to have to handle? I'm a little worried about that. I guess what we could do, thinking about it, no, I don't know if that'd be possible. I was thinking like, what if the timeline, what if we don't need a timeline? Nah, whatever, we'll figure that out. We'll figure all of that out. I think that's my only worry right now is the fact that the server has to handle all of this like heavy lifting and whatnot. Considering that it's a client server model. That being said, we're not doing any crazy shit. You know what I mean? We're not doing anything super crazy. So, whatever. I was thinking we work on the inventory. Get it actually appearing. Get some actual data assets going. All that kind of shit. Yeah. I found a bug with their context stuff in C++, reported to the dev on Gaz at Epic and told them how to fix it. And I think they merge it in by now. I think that's like, you know, that element I think is really cool. Sounds like fun. Some push-ups first, though. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, I see how it is. I see how it is. I see how it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just, yeah, I think we should just continue working on the inventory system then. Because right now, it just adds a string to an array. If I hit I, you'll see test item, test item, test item, and then we can drop all three of the items. So we got a little bit of that work going in, but of course, we need to get the actual items going. My question is, should we do a data table and use integers or names? Or is it okay to is it okay to use a data asset? The string is just the string in the inventory is just temporary for now, just so we can at least like start handling shit. I think down the line, I think this would probably just end up being a data asset. Is it expensive to send information of data, like replicating data assets? What are data assets on server side? Like, Is it just a reference to a file? Is it technically just a file path to a thing? We're not sending that much information. Because data assets are technically static. It's just a name. Right, I would assume so, right? It's just a name to a specific path or whatever. So replicating that wouldn't be a big deal. You can replicate the pointer of the data asset because it's on disk, so it's not runtime. Okay. Okay, so then I think we're good. We can make this as a data asset. So we're probably going to want to create a C++ class for this now then. Which is going to be Unreal class. Which one was it? Is it primary data asset? I forget which one it is. It's either... I want to say it's primary data asset. Because the primary gets put into the thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's primary. What about quantity? Quantity we don't have to worry about because we're only going to have like 8 inventory slots at most. So... primary data asset will be able to use the string ID if you wanted, but it's finicky. Data asset is also fine. Primary data asset inherits from data asset. I forgot what the primary... I think primary holds the entire idea that you can associate it with the asset manager. Right? Does that matter for us? I don't know if that matters for us. I swear I remember there's like a fucking thing that's like data asset versus primary data asset. Okay, yeah. It has asset bundle support. Let's just do primary data asset. We're gonna call it a lootable item DA. Lootable. I don't know what the I don't know what the naming convention for this would be. Lootable item DA? I don't know. Ah, fuck it. We ballin'. If you use data assets, you won't be able to change values at runtime. I don't need to change values at runtime. These are all going to be static. These are all going to be static, so I don't need to change anything at runtime. I can probably copy over the code from a different project. How can I open a separate writer as a... Let's see if that will work. New window. I'm pretty sure I created a... Yeah, for the abilities. So I'm going to copy over the same stuff from the abilities. Yes. Yes. Very good. We don't want a U-Tower gameplay ability. We want something else. So for now, I am going to comment it because we do need a reference to an actual item. This is going to go under items. Item name. Item description, possibly, and item icon. And then we probably want an item mesh. We probably want an item mesh. So, uProperty uStatic mesh item mesh. Okay. Okay. For now, I would recommend focusing on the asset loading part of it after you get the baseline function of working with gas. I would recommend using tsoft object pointer instead of a raw pointer. tsoft object pointer uStatic mesh. Oh, right. First, right. For Right. Soft object pointer would be like the light blue pin. If I remember correctly. I don't even know if I'm going to be using gas. Don't get it twisted. I don't know if I'm going to be using gas yet. Okay. I might at some point be like, all right, maybe we do. The only warning is that they won't be loaded in until you tell it to load it in. Either way, we would probably want to do that anyways. We would probably want to follow that workflow anyways. So, yep. I'm also wondering, do we want to deal with icons? This is something I thought about. Instead of icons, would it be technically better to like create a one-off render target that like captures the mesh that you just picked up rather than dealing with textures? I know I'm overthinking things. I'm curious though, like, is that something teams do instead of dealing with so many textures that they have to capture? I wonder if they like create render targets and shit. Yeah, what is this music, man? What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Part of the friend slops is the inventory, and the inventory is your backpack. So to emulate the concept of you picking up items out of your backpack in a scramble while running away from a monster, you actually have to pick it out of your own physical backpack. Can you imagine a little mini game like that? Every time you want to pick some shit out of your inventory, it's like fucking all over the place. I think that would be kind of funny. That could be kind of funny. And then when the train shakes, your fucking backpack shakes too. That's the forest. I know the forest kind of does something like that. Yeah, I guess the funny thing is like, to what extent, when you start getting deep into mechanics like that, at what point is it no longer a friend slop game? Because it's like you're kind of losing the simplicity of those style of games. Okay, we can close that. All right, inventory. All right, now we just rerun. We got our item icon, item mesh, item description, item name. We're probably going to want an enum in here. that defines the type of item it is, if it's a usable or not. That could, of course, always be introduced here. Potentially. Anyways, rerun. Save everything, rerun. Yes, rerun. Rerun the code. Lunchtime before interview to avoid stress vomit. You got this, Yod. No sweat. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Tags over enums. I guess we could associate tags with the items too. That's true. Okie dokie. Because imagine you can like pick up items like that don't necessarily have a usable, but if their velocity is too quick, like you drop it on the ground and it's too quick or something like that, it'd be interesting making it like imagine you pick up like an explosive, but it's like you can't use it. It's just if you accidentally throw it somewhere and it hits something, it might explode. That could be, or things that could crack or break, little things like that could be interesting. I could see that being like a factor for some items. That would probably, yeah, I could see tags being a pretty good thing for that. Okay, so we have objects. I think we're going to make a folder here called items. And then let's get started. So let's start with our very first item. And then let's get the mesh to actually like assign the mesh. Miscellaneous. There's now 2 different data assets. Someone fucked up because that's a mappable input config. Someone fucked up. Damn, there are so many base things in here now. It's so interesting how many things just derive from data assets as its like core function. So DA, item underscore test item. We'll do item underscore as our thing. Okay, so item icon and item mesh. Let's start with the item mesh. Let's get some random fucking thing in here. How about a camera? Get the camera in here. Item description. This is a test description. Okay, and then item icon. I don't know. This guy. Yeah. Yeah. You know, bright side. Have a good stream. Hey, peace out, Ray. I imagine you're piecing out. So we have test item 1, and then let's get test item 2. We'll make this a different mesh and a different icon. And then that should give us enough of a testing scenario. Sure, test ball with a different icon. And then a different name. The legendary camera item. Okay. Let's now hook this up in the inventory. So instead of a string, it's now going to be type data asset, and it's going to be a lootable item data asset. It'll just be an object reference. So add item to inventory. Item is going to be the So if I'm understanding this correctly, this object reference, since it's replicated, is just going to be it's just going to be a name when it's replicated? Or am I, does this instead have to be a soft object reference? Oh, maybe this would be a soft object reference. I actually don't know what I would want this to be. Loadable item data asset. If I'd want it to be a soft object reference or not. Yeah, well, guess we'll find out. Okay. I did mine as a soft pointer. I feel like that is a good idea, because what if that item is not loaded? Then does that mean we have a null reference in our inventory all of a sudden? I don't know. It might be good to do the soft object reference. Yeah. It might be a good idea. Alright, well, let's figure it out for now. We'll just do this for now. I'm sure I'm probably gonna have to change it. Do items have durability, or can they stack if so then use struck? They would not stack, and I don't know about durability. That's actually a really good question. I guess they would have durability. Yeah, they could have durability. I could see that being a potential element. Like, let's say like a flashlight having a specific amount of battery. Are you trying really hard to make this game unfun? No, I'm not making it unfun. I'm just like thinking about it. Oh, durability. No, I look at durability as like, I don't know, having battery in your flashlight or something like that. But I guess that is that could be seen as unfun. But we would probably need a level of, not durability, but uses would be the better way of saying it. Not necessarily durability, but uses. How many uses something could have. Hand crank flashlight? Ooh, I like that, dude. I like the sound of that. It's like your flashlight goes out and you gotta go, oh, I gotta spin this fucker. Okay, I could see that being kind of fun. Having to crank your fucking flashlight. All right, Jimmy, hold on. Hand crank flashlight. What do those look like, man? Oh, it's those fucking things. Bro, some people, they use buttons. It's a button. That feels really steampunky. I love the sound of that. And then you could like the faster you crank, the like, you can make like the noise go up and shit. Oh, dude. Do we have a list of items? Monster ideas. Page. Items. Hand crank. Flashlight. Yeah. Amnesia bunker does that pretty well. It makes a noise when you charge it, which can then attract Satan after you. Excuse me, Satan? Credit me, bitch. All right, fine. Fuck him. All right, fine. You can have 1 credit, okay? You get 1 credit. Even though you didn't even make a hand cranked flashlight, okay? You didn't invent it suddenly. What are some other items we can think of? Bandages to heal. A whoopee cushion? A shovel? I don't know if we're gonna need a shovel to like shovel things into the. It's just a random ass shovel. Can it be used as a weapon? All right, sure, a shovel. You can scoop up your friend. I like the idea of a glow stick that's throwable. A door wedge. Ooh. Like, I was thinking the idea would be like you could lock doors, but a door wedge could be interesting. You could like literally lock off an entire door. Tools, screwdriver to repair things in trains. So I don't know if I want to do a item-based system to repair things. I've thought of, so here's my thought process. I want all of the players to technically be able to repair or do any of the necessary stuff they need to on the train without requiring an item for it. We could say that having an item in your inventory could speed up specific mini games. That could be kind of cool. Like specific items could actually speed up or make it easier to do certain things, like repairing whatever the fuck, things like that. I could see that being an element, because I think being forced to have an item in your inventory to do a certain action, wow, that could be great. I could see that getting really chaotic. It's like, but I guess maybe that's part of it. Maybe part of the chaos is the fact that you don't have a screwdriver to fix the fucking electrical panel in a specific cabin. But then we'd have to figure out, like, I guess what we would do is in the engine cabin, there is a toolbox, and there's an infinite amount of fucking shit in there, right? You could take out, everybody could take out a screwdriver if they want to, but the caveat of that is now you have one less inventory slot when you go out to pick shit up. No, we're not going to do character classes. None of that. Yeah. Is that a thing in RV there yet? There's like a tool board that anybody can pick up shit at any time. If that's the case, then maybe that becomes part of the design. People never put shit back. I'm thinking it's just like anybody can pick out like any amount of tools, as long as if they have the tool already in their toolbar, then just don't fucking take out another one. But an avalanche of screwdrivers, that's the thing I'm worried about, man. People fucking duping a bunch of shit and just like putting it on there. Oh no. Okay, I could see. Let's put these as. So we'll put these as gray items for now. Obviously, well, we got flashlight already. Okay, what if we have an upgraded version of that, a battery flashlight instead? But the only thing is that has a limited amount of use. I think if there's an infinite amount of tools for people to take, it kind of defeats the purpose of needing tools in the first place, since everyone can do it. Yes and no. So the idea is you have a limited inventory and you need to pick up shit in the train. So it's like you're almost kind of like, if you go and pick up the let's say there's 4 tools you need for different types of events. You now have like, and let's say you only have, let's say for this purpose, the purpose of this example, you only have 6 inventory slots. Now you only have 2 inventory slots to pick up shit to fuel the train. So it's like you're going to go back and forth in the train, which could waste time, right? So I guess that would be the thought process is I guess decision making. It's like, are you going to prioritize repairing things in the train or going and looting shit to fuel the train, I guess. So that would be someone just becomes the tool bitch. There you go. Well, then if a group of friends wants someone to become the tool bitch, then they're the tool bitch. they'll be like a runner at a studio. It's like, I need a screwdriver. So that would be the idea there of having the items if we require them, or alternatively, the items become as a way to speed up repair jobs or specific things. Legendary tool belt item has all the tools. We'll put it there on the list. I don't know if we'll do it, but it could be there. A multi-tool, yeah, very cool. I like that idea. So I think that's the idea there with the tools. If we want to use that as a thing, we shall see. Okay. So what are some other items that we would probably need in the game? We could put in a taser. A single-use taser. Is it with a Z or an S? We're just going to use an S. Or as the Canadians say, Zed. Zed. Duct tape? What would the duct tape do? Do we want that as a repair thing? Oh no, single-use repair items? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we could do gas mask. I could see that being... If there's harmful chemicals, like the radius around you after you have milk. Okay, all right, listen, motherfucker. Just because I'm lactose intolerant... Just because I have a lactose tolerancy issue does not mean that you have to call me out like that. Do you use LLM? No, I have a brain. I use it. The brain. My brain. Yeah, let's do gas mask. I could see that being quite useful. Oh, what about a noisemaker? Yeah. Some kind of like thing that like makes noise for a period of time. Pills? We could have like usables. I'm still wondering if I'm going to put like a, like a hunger system. I don't know if I would. Like, I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see. There's already like enough to manage in the game. So. A blunderbuss, a one-shot gun. What will these items be used for? Noisemaker would deter monsters. Maybe even specific monsters might work better on them. Gas mask would be for environmental hazards that are like things in the air. And potentially there might be levels where going outside maybe hurts you in specific moments. So it's like when you're going, the train might go through specific areas that are like, might kill you if you're like in there too long. Noisemaker would attract monsters. Yes, it would attract monsters. Like, or how I'm picturing it is kind of like COD Zombies, where it's like there's that noisemaker. If you have a monster on you, it would instead like attract the monster to that spot rather than you guys. So it would like detract aggro. The blunderbuss? Okay. All right, fine. A blunderbuss. But like when you use it, it fucking blows up the entire front of the barrel. A single-use blunderbuss. What about a string of cans? Or you place it down in an entrance to hear monsters are coming? Mmm. Almost like a like a what would that be called? It's kind of like a noisemaker. It's instead of it being a noisemaker, it would instead of attracting monsters, it would basically tell you where something is happening, and then players could run through it like an idiot too. What would that be called? A megaphone? A tripwire? Noise tripwire? Makes a noise when a player or monster runs through it. Jimmy will eat the blunderbuss. Jimmy will eat anything. Jimmy will take anything you got, okay? Arby's, I know. Unedible food. Arby's, yeah. What are some other, like, single-use... Oh, yeah, I guess one of the ideas was duct tape as a single-use item. Any fuel containers? We'll need things like... Yeah, we'll need things for... We'll need non-usables as well. So these would be like coal would be a good one. We could do like a gas container. I could see a gas container being like a thing. What about a pocket squirrel that you can only find by venturing out of the train that can fetch random items for you? But he can only pick up small items. A pocket squirrel? Can we just have a ball in a cup for fun? It's like one of your stupid ass friends finds the ball in a cup. It's a cup filled with water with a ball in it, and they're just staring at the ball moving around in the cup. That's oh fuck, that's so funny. Ball in a cup. It's a ball in a cup. Oh, that's so stupid. Ball in a cup. Useless item. Cup filled with water with ball just floating around. I don't know when we'll make that, but we'll make it one day. Duct tape could be a universal repair item that works on everything, but it'll fall off after a few minutes. You can patch something real quick while you run and go find the right tool. We could... I don't know how the duct tape would work yet. I'm picturing it as like a single-use item. So a screwdriver and hammer would be just permanent, right? But then duct tape could be a single-use item where it's like maybe you gotta fucking duct tape something. And maybe it has multiple uses. I don't know. I mean the little wooden toy, but that also works. Ball in a cup. Oh, are you talking about the one where you have to like flip it into the... Are you talking about the one where you have to flip the ball, put it into the thing? Oh, okay. I pictured that completely differently. I pictured that as a ball in a cup. I was thinking like if you have a leak or a crack, you use duct tape to patch it. Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. Or else like a place floods or something. Your childhood seemed fun? I completely forgot about that fucking thing, but I'm pretty sure I had one as a kid. A pocket squirrel. Okay, let's see here. Squirrel friend. Ventures out and brings random small items to the engine cabin. What if the squirrel doesn't come back? What if the squirrel does not come back? Does that mean anything? And then you find the squirrel. No, let's not kill the squirrel. 1% chance of death. Jimmy got him. Oh no. Oh no. It's like, oh dude, that'd be so fucked up. There's a chance the squirrel is dead, and then you can randomly find his like bones and skeleton just somewhere random. Oh my god. What if you had the opposite of a helper squirrel? That would be the gremlin, which I think we wrote down. Yeah, pickpocket players and runs off with the item. I'm assuming we could have some of the gremlins sneak into the engine cabin. God, that would lean into the friend slop / horror element, as like the squirrel could be found dead, and it's just its carcass. Oh my god. Oh, it's so cute until it's fucking not. Oh, that's awful. But maybe that's just exactly what we need. Oh my goodness. All right, what are some like useless items? A lot of these like are like usables, which is great, but we do want some useless shit too that like we feed into the engine. Oh yeah, we do need a fire extinguisher if we do the idea of putting out fires. I think fire extinguisher... Let's make it white. Let's make it white. What are some random objects you would find in people's pair of underwear? Pair of underwear. Let's make a different list for this. We should probably put like usables in a different spot, but whatever. Fake can of Pringles, but inside it's a confetti of snakes. Snakes on this damn train. Confetti snakes. Ah, fine. All right. You know we need to do this. What's that thing called? What's that called? Someone please remind me. Not an alarm. It's a horn. No. Is it horn? An air horn? Air horn. Yeah. An air horn. Fuck with your friends by playing really loud noises, and maybe a monster comes by. What are some other junk items we could have? We got a pair of underwear, coal, ball in a cup. These technically aren't junk items, because junk items would imply that it's something that can't be, like, there's nothing to be used on it. So let's call this usable junk items. So I think confetti, snakes in a chip can, air horn, balls in a cup. Ball in a cup, not balls. One ball, not multiple balls. Coal, pair of underwear. We need a bunch of just like random shit that we'd find. I know someone said it's something about like an explosive, not a barrel, but like a fuel container. Would the fuel container explode? A fart cushion? No, we're not going to put a whoopee cushion. Chat, come on. I guess that would technically be a usable item. A magazine? Yeah, I can see a magazine working pretty well. Magazines. An unstable IED. Imagine you just open up a luggage and then suddenly a bomb comes out. An explosive that's timed. Actually, bomb. But I'm talking like a classic, like classic fucking have you guys ever seen well, just like any like classic cartoon bomb? It's like that circular one with like a little fucking wire coming out of it. It reminds me so much. Every time I think of it, it reminds me of Pink Panther in that one scene where he just gets a bomb at the front door. Oh yeah, TNT stick with a clock could also be another one. Rubber boots, which lets you walk over electricity. My only concern is, we wouldn't want an item that becomes a necessity, I guess, to continue the game. Or maybe we do want items that become a necessity. That is a thing in Peak. Like there comes moments and times where you literally need a specific item to continue. But then it kind of becomes a game of chance. Rope to go over train carts, or would the roof not be traversable? I guess it depends. We could make certain roofs traversable. And I could see that as becoming a environmental hazard, because it's like, what if you end up in a tunnel and you just die? You're just off the train at that point. You've just died. Coffee cup, a wallet, a single shoe. Yeah, I could see those. Coffee cup, wallet, singular shoe, or boot. How are we going to make the environment move when we're outside the train? Surely it would ruin the illusion. I think I would just make it look like shit's flying by. You know? I think that's probably what we would do. I would still like there to be a somewhat outside. That's kind of like why we have the exterior walkable catwalks. So I think what we do is just do something really stylized if we can. But technically the environment around us would be the thing. Like this, for example, like in between sections, you know, we got these side catwalks here as well. I think this will be really cool. It'll add a nice layer of, well, A, seeing a bit of like the outside, even though the outside's going to be kind of like stylized in a way. And then B, I think it'll make it so the sound is different. It gives like different pathways and whatnot. I think that'll be kind of interesting. Yeah, red herrings would be fun. What about like a literally a red herring? A fish. What about a literal fish? Yeah, that would be this. Ogmatic. Literally, if you loot a luggage, and then I'm thinking luggages, when you loot it, it would just like all the items would pop out of it. A bomb would potentially pop out, and that's when the fuse would start. And it's like, oh, fuck. Either you get away from that thing or you throw it out a window. So that would be the kind of the idea there. And then I'm assuming if a bomb goes off in a spot where something would be needed to repair, we'd probably make it so you'd have to repair that thing. Now, I don't know if there'd be things where you'd have to fight it. Maybe a gremlin could pop out of a fucking luggage. I could see that being a thing that could pop out too. A little goblin / gremlin. Are these trains invincible? So like if the bomb goes off, it doesn't like explode the whole ass train? I don't think it would explode the whole train. I think the only thing that would explode the whole train was yesterday's idea, where you have a % chance where one of the things you have to constantly take care of or repair is a nuclear bomb in one of the cabins. Like it's literally just a storage cabin, and in the middle is just a nuclear bomb that you have to periodically like repair, and then if you don't take care of it, it explodes the entire train. That's I think the only moment where it would like cause a game over is like a % chance where that could occur. If you go on a roof with the wind push you, maybe you can have an item that lets you stick to the roof better. We could try. We'll see how that will go down. We'll see how that would go down. The really fun thing about... I thought of this. The really great thing about the fact that we're making it so the train is staying stationary and the environment goes around us. If we use fog to our advantage, we could literally just spawn things out of nowhere and it could just move in one direction and then despawn once we've exceeded it. So we could have those, you know, those like metal frames that are like this. You could have one of those metal frames and it's like the player would have to fucking crouch under it if they're on the roof or something else. And then that could be like literally how we would do things, is just move shit along the path. And then if we have a big long tunnel, we could just fucking spawn the tunnel. It just moves in one direction. Premature optimization? No, it's game design, motherfucker. Okay, what other junk items do we want? Bubble wrap? Bubble wrap and you just literally pop the bubbles? Oh my god. Classic train roof minigame. Like, I do think it would be great having specific train cabins where you have to climb on top of it to get over to the next side. Then that would actually make that whole thing a proper game design mechanic. Is like you have to... Jimmy, there's a tunnel coming. Jimmy, there's a tunnel. There's a lot of stuff we could do. Let's do, an umbrella, but let's make that a usable umbrella. Walkie-talkie, yes, walkie-talkie is very important. Good point. I forgot to add that to the list. Add this shit. Oh, come on, a rubber chicken. Oh god, whatever. Junk item, sure. Usable junk item, rubber chicken. In Uncharted, they simulated the car that the player was on and the other cars were attached to it. Didn't Uncharted... They had a spline for the train. I don't know how I would go about doing that, by the way, and I don't think I would ever do that. I think it's just going to be the train is a straight. What about those tubes that make noises when you turn them upside down? Didn't someone literally link a video of that earlier? What was that called? It makes that weird, like a really cartoon noise. The groan tube. Yeah, the groan tube. You guys are making me put in like the most annoying shit that just makes noise. Literally just makes noise. A beach ball. All right, beach ball. Junk item. Okay, we need to come up with more like proper... Okay, this would be like a bunch of garbage shit that would not give that much fuel. What about stuff that would give proper fuel? We got coal. Maybe wood. Some random wood planks. Can you create a Rubik's Cube? And if you solve it, you get something. Oh, God. A mini game within a mini game. Oh, my God. A harmonica. Oh, God, a guitar. Okay, how about a trumpet? And like we could make it so it's like you play a different note based off of like how high and how low you're aiming. No, not a trumpet. That would be a that's not a trumpet. That's a not a tuba. That's a... Can we have a mandolin? No, that's for cutting things. Why would we need a mandolin? That's a trumpet? That's not a trumpet. A trumpet has 3 fucking thingies at the top. It's the other one. That is like super... Like, it's... You know what I'm talking about? It's not a trumpet. It's a... Trombone! Yeah, trombone. Fucking stupid ass instrument. Trombone. I like the idea of a Rubik's Cube, Mortis. I literally don't know how I would fucking code that. I don't know how I would code a fucking Rubik's Cube, but I love that idea. Because it's like you randomly find one and suddenly you can complete the fucking thing. And then your friends around you are getting killed. They need fuel for the train. And your dumb ass is over here. Fuck. Your dumb ass is in the back just trying to figure out how to fucking solve this motherfucker. Oh my god. I like the idea. I just literally don't know how I would even code a Rubik's Cube. And also, I think they're trademarked. I have a feeling that fucking thing is trademarked. So as much as I would love to put that one in, I have a strong feeling there's a patent for that thing. Even if I put it in the context of a video game. Oh yeah, books. I can see books being... We have magazine, but books for sure. I can see that being very... What about a laptop? Wait, no, if we're in like a steampunk era, would people have laptops? How about really shitty phones? Like with those big ones. Old... big phone with the antenna sticking out. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about? Old phone with antenna. Yes, like this. Like one of these. Like the shit you'd see in Matrix or whatever. I don't think you can use the Rubik's Cube name because it's trademarked, but the puzzle you can. Are you sure? I have a feeling there's a patent for that. Matrix had cooler phones than that, you fuck. No, these things are cool, man. No, fuck you, man. These things are cool. It's like a phone that you could use as a brick and throw at people. No, I kind of want to use this. How old is this? Who cares? You can make a generic puzzle cube, just not the branding. Generic, let's see, generic puzzle cube. Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I don't want to get sued for a fucking cube. A cube? All for a cube? Cube? Lethal Company has a puzzle cube? Oh, wait. Okay, I like the idea of a puzzle cube, because like that could be really fucking funny. I like the idea of a potentially solvable puzzle cube. Maybe we start out with non-solvable, but I love the idea of being able to solve it, and then it gives you something in return if you solve it. Maybe A, a Steam achievement. B, maybe an actual item, a usable item that's like useful. Bottles of cleaning stuff and alcohol. Can we do alcohol but without the alcohol? Alcohol but not alcohol, but not alcoholic. A power tool? Power tool could be a cool item. I don't know if we'd make it like a trolley tool where it's like it can only be done in one direction. I guess we could do that, but I could see power tool as like an upgraded screwdriver. What should items do? So we have multiple variations of items. We have very usable items. So walkie-talkie, for example, would allow you to talk back and forth with other people that have walkie-talkies. Noise tripwire would notify you when people go through it, or monsters. The squirrel friend could find items for you. The blunderbuss could be used as like a combat weapon. Noisemaker could be used to like detract monsters. Gas mask for specific environmental elements. Power tool is just kind of like an upgraded screwdriver. If we put that in, that could do things faster. Single-use taser could potentially tase monsters or your friends. Fire extinguisher, pretty self-explanatory. Glow stick, it's like a throwable version of any of the flashlight stuff. Flashlights. Yeah, all kind of good jazz. The cube explodes when you solve it. Oh my god. And then we have usable junk items. So these are junk items that don't necessarily do anything, but they're just for fun. Or they fuck you over, like the bomb. And, well, the umbrella actually could be a usable item. So here's my idea with the umbrella. When there's acid rain or some sort of falling element outside, you could maybe use an umbrella. When you solve the cube, it's random. Could it be either something bad or something good? Maybe. It could be a chance-based thing. It spawns a bomb. It spawns a bomb. Oh my god. Okay. And then we have junk items that are mostly literally just to fuel the train. So you probably just throw it in to fuel it. Item that lets you fly, but only while inside a train car. Oh, that's fucking chaos. Someone said like a fuel container. My only worry is if you throw that into the furnace to fuel the train, would that not just explode? Or do we just say fuck it and it just gets eaten by the furnace? Explodes, so it adds more fire to the furnace. So I guess the idea would be you'd want to close the furnace before it explodes. I guess we could do that. We have a alcohol. Non-alcoholic alcohol. Because if we put alcohol in the game, we'd have to increase the rating. Non-alcoholic alcohol. You know, it's like that fucking no alcohol beer. Why would you drink that? Why would you drink that? We haven't gotten through any like food or anything like that yet. Like usables that would give you a temporary boost. That would be like a whole like slew of things that we could put in. Things like, yeah, drugs or like food. Like energy drinks. Yeah, energy drinks. We could put this in a different list. Pills. The fun thing about pills is we could make that shit like it wouldn't even tell you what it is. It's just a different color container. And then you as a player start learning what each one is. One of the pills, maybe it makes you puke. Maybe it just makes you puke. Yeah, I can see those things being an element. Okay, this is like a good start. Anyways, let's just get started on the actual item system now. We had our fun. I enjoyed myself coming up with those ideas and having your guys' help come up with those ideas as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some good ideas in here that could add to the fun. I'm picturing players fuck around with the little stupid things that we're going to provide. Okay, so What is this? What is going on? That was 10 minutes long. That thing was 10 minutes long? Excuse me. What the fuck was that? That was 12 minutes long? Oh my god. I thought I was going fucking crazy. I thought I was going fucking crazy. Okay, so... we can do begin playing here. Perhaps, maybe you still are. Well, I'm a game developer, so yeah, that kind of solves that problem. Okay, so this is going to be the item. We need to have that reference because we need to read the item to get the mesh. So then we can set... Wait, don't we set the static mesh from somewhere? Or maybe we don't. No, we did that for the trains. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this will asynchronously load the static mesh and then set the static mesh. In theory, what is item test 1? It is a camera. So all of these should turn into cameras. Aha! The infamous camera, of course. What's the train model looking like now? It still looks like the blockout ones. We're kind of trying to like quickly go through as many of the mechanics that we need. We have the doors, so we got the doors in. That they spawn in as well on each of the train cabins. We're probably going to make all of these larger and wider as well, because we need space for like the ventilation ducts and all that kind of fun stuff that we want to start like scattering in some of the trains as well. We do need a crutch mechanic as well. Okay, good. So that's setting the item. Let's do something where we randomize the item. So switch has authority. This is going to be remote. Let's actually make this a custom event called load mesh. If it has authority, we're going to set the item. Wait, I don't need a function for this. So for now, we just have 2 items. We'll just do this. Item, item, all good. And then we'll set the item, and then the item, I guess, would have to be replicated. Yep. And then from here, we can load the mesh. And then on remote, we would just load the mesh. We would not set the item. And in theory, all of the clients should see the same things. So we got 4 spheres. Okay, let's see if we can get maybe a little bit more randomness. Okay, so 1 ball, 3 cameras. 1 ball, 3 cameras. Hell yeah. Hell yes. 0. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We need to go to my player character who has broken code. That was it. Wait, what about the drop code? Oh, it's just fine. Of course, though, we need to actually spit out the type of item it is. It's going to be really important. Don't you want to get the name of the item? Let's do that. That's a really good idea. You're actually thinking with your brain, whereas I'm not doing that. I didn't think about that. You know, that's a really good idea. Either way, it's going to give us the right stuff, but yeah, let's do this. Okay. We got 3 cameras and 1 ball. That is test item 2. And this is test item 1. Ah, the camera is probably the worst item we can use because the camera does not have any collision. Camera, you gotta go. I'm sorry. You gotta go. You're just not, you're not fitting the, we got ourselves a chamfer cube. Hopefully that has collision. Yeah, it looks like it does. It's a test item. Again, we have a bunch of fucking test items. It's gonna spawn test item every single time. So the dropping we need to change again. We're making some good progress. I think we are. Are we? Are we? Kind of. Sort of. Yeah. Do I plan to use replicated physics on those objects? I was fucking around with it. With the base system, simulate physics fucking sucks. It's like replicated physics is just like so ass. I don't know where it went. Have I tried toggling the prediction in the project settings? I'm pretty sure I fucked around with it, but I might have just not set it up properly, which is also like highly probable. I know it's experimental though. Yeah, I've heard of smooth sync. Might just end up being something I mess around with it because I do want items to have physics. It would be really cool for sure. But we'll see. Maybe we make it so it's like the physics only interacts with like, I don't know. Maybe it only interacts with like the environment. So I might pick up smooth sync. Maybe I put that in the back pocket. But yeah, I would love to have some physics for sure for the items. I think that'd be great. Or at least allow players to like pick it up and then if it drops to the ground and then we turn off physics, that could also be a really nice like element. You know, doing that could also be very nice. We just do semi-physics or we fake the physics. We could always do that too. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah, like the beach ball, exactly. Beach ball is a good example of that, I think. So let me actually add smooth sync to my, let me go to Fab real quick and let me like wish list it. Smooth sync. I've heard good things of that. I've heard of that's the second time I've heard of that that asset. The other time was in a video. I'm so happy that they finally put text reviews back in here. Yeah, this would probably be something I'll look into for sure. Sounds like the 1-star reviews are from people that don't know what they're doing. Like that one-star review that we saw. A lot of times it seems to be fighting with the engine is overriding or getting the transforms overridden. Really struggles when components... This sounds like a classic case of didn't follow the manual. Yeah, I'll add this to the wish list. I also got to add GMC to the wish list as well. Just has replicate physics and smooth sync fighting each other by the sound of thing. Yeah, it just sounds like someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Honestly, a lot of like one-star reviews with these kind of like really strong plugins are people that don't know what they're doing. GMC is so expensive. It is pretty expensive, but it seems like just like a really good thing to pick up. Crazy to see UE5 on this stream. I know, right? It's taken so long. It's taken 5 years. It's taken 5 years. Ever since UE5 released, I think I was still working on Suit for Hire. Which version am I on? I'm on 5.6. I am indeed on 5.6. Yeah, it's expensive. Don't get me wrong. $1,400, which is this is the version I'd have to buy. From a business standpoint, I am expecting to recoup these costs. Hopefully, I'm expecting to recoup those costs. So far, 5.6 has run pretty well. I haven't had like any major issues with it yet, but that being said, I haven't done like super like crazy shit just yet. What have I run into as a problem? Oh, I've run into the problem where root motion. Now, I don't know if this is my GAS setup or something fucked up somewhere. The root motion will cause characters or enemy characters or AI pawn characters to go through walls and surfaces. Not very good. Someone just redeemed 5 push-ups. Mods? I'm really mad. Oh, God, I'm extremely hungry. You know what I could go for? I could go for some fucking barbecue. You know, ribs. Brisket, oh, wings, oh, some coleslaw, oh, wowee, some potato salad, that's okay, that's all right. But ribs, oh my God. Order it, it costs like $100. What am I, a fucking full-time live streamer who orders food for lunch, dinner, and breakfast? It's crazy that they do that shit, man. Ribs are so easy to make, just time-consuming. I've made them before, and I made them pretty well. I made them very low sugar, and it actually turned out really good. Yeah, full-time. I'm not, well, for one, I only stream for like 3 hours. So I'm very far from full-time, that's for sure. That alone, that indicator alone. Yeah. That's funny. I'm fucking sweating. Those 5 push-ups made me hot. And I ain't talking looks, although I'm already... oh. Yo, I already got that one in the bag. Hold on. I actually got to take this off. I'm going to die. Oh. Yo. Yeah, I've made ribs before. I made them in the slow cooker for like, yeah, I don't know how long it was, like 3 hours, I think. And then I put it in for like 20 minutes in the oven to crisp it up a little bit. It was pretty good. I think I probably would have put it longer in the oven. Was it 20 minutes? I don't remember. It was a period of time in the oven. It was pretty good, man. But yeah, definitely time consuming. Most definitely. Man, I'm hungry now. You're telling me. Actually sounds like a believable I cooked ribs story. Yeah, because I did cook the ribs. I had like a fucking silicone little like thing that had like bristles or whatever on it. Put that shit in my ketchup, homemade kind of ketchup / barbecue sauce. Slathered that fucker. Put it into the pressure cooker, and then when it's got out, slathered them again. Put them in the oven. Got out, take them out. Last time slathering. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, cut those fuckers. Oh, it was delicious. It was so good. Yeah. Yes. I worked at Blizzard for 7 years, vibes from the story about cooking ribs. How about you fuck off, all right? I could take pride in the one time I cooked, which is cooking ribs. All right, listen here, motherfucker. I'll take pride to my ribs, okay? I ain't no Nepo baby. Those ribs work good, okay? And I feel good. And now I want ribs. I'm hungry. I'm extremely fucking hungry. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Let me see if I got a deal. Let me see if I got a deal for some ribs. It's so toxic, dude. Ordering food, it's like super toxic. Or a burger, yo. Or Korean. Oh. Or some souvlaki. Oh, shit. Or sushi. Oh, shit. My mouth is watering. You guys hate me. Literally, you waited on the dot until the 5-minute cooldown for push-ups was over, and you instantly redeemed it. I even see it 5 minutes ago, Sunny, put 5 push-ups. This minute, you motherfucker. I'm hungry. I don't even feel bad. Wow, this motherfucker. That's crazy. That's aura right there. I don't even feel bad. He said, I quote, I don't even feel bad. It's 11 p.m. I could do with some Kung Pao. I don't know what that is, but that sounds delicious. What did we have our latency on? It's on average, right? Okay, average. Okay, I'm gonna order some food. I'm hungry. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Thank you for I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die if I don't eat something right now. And thank God I'm ending the stream now, because otherwise someone is gonna redeem push-ups in 4 minutes. Fucking motherfuckers. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Thanks for lurking, Chinese, sticking around. Earlier stream tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, not copium. This guy fully releases a game and then begins living like a king. Espresso machine beckons to the streetwalkers to gather a wretched meal. Cackles while propped up in his little chair. Unreal. King of the castle, king of the castle, king. Okay, anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for dropping. Anybody know that reference? What is that from? That's from, anyways, the longer I stream, the sooner someone can make me do push-ups. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm gonna die.